The track profile, yes, it's hard the first half, but it's quite a simple second part, and I think it will allow, on paper, the slightly weaker teams, with respect to them, a chance to glue themselves, to attach themselves to the faster skiers. And Italy, of course, possibly Austria. I think Finland can hang on, and Estonia, Czech Republic. There's lots of, or Czechia, plenty of teams there that could throw a surprise today.
Men's relay this afternoon, so make sure you spare a few minutes for that. Starts at 3 o'clock local time, so just after 2 o'clock if you're watching in the UK. Teams are ready to get their orders. Sweden wearing bib number 1, Magnusson, Halvarsson, and the 2 Öberg sisters. Italy with Ockenthaler on leg number 1. The Italians, Mike, they've won it. They've won it once, and that, of course, was in Oberhof.
They have, and they shot so well on that occasion, and they have a team, Patrick, that I think can shoot well. They can really put it together on any chosen day.
Is this the day for Switzerland's first medal? Is this Switzerland's last chance of a medal? I don't think so, actually. I think Hartweg is going well and could stand a chance in the mass start tomorrow. Germany with Sophia Schneider taking leg number 1. She's a 27-year-old, way down in 64th in the standings, but that's because she hasn't raced so many World Cups. Knotten on leg number 1 for Norway. Very solid, but we'll wait and see. Raced in Novo Miesto as well. They're the favourites, or the lead leg for the favourite team, France, Jeanmonnot. She hasn't got an individual title yet, Mike. She looks so disappointed after the pursuit and the individual.
She did. She was dejected. She knows she's better, but she didn't quite put it together. She was holding her breath, for me, longer than she normally does at World Cup, trying to secure the hit, and often that doesn't work.
Yeah, I thought we were going to have all 22 teams introduced. I thought we'd be starting about half an hour late. But that is it. Sweden are out. They are the number 1 seeds, I guess, having had 2 wins so far this year. But Sweden, Mike, have never, ever won the world title. Extraordinary when you think how strong they've been over the years, how many superstars they've produced.
That is extraordinary. And you know, the pressure on this given day, where you as an individual, you're working as a team of 4, and the pressure for me rises just a little more, because you do not want to let your teammates down, your country down. A lot more pressure today.
Team 7, Austria, with Leah Ropschopf on the first leg. Best they've done this season is 5th in Kontiolahti. The Ukrainians, well, there's a chance. 5th in Novo Mesto last time round. They've got 10 medals in this particular race, never won the gold, so they're in the same boat as Sweden, and we'll see how they get on. Poland 9, Finland 10, Hämäläinen, Lainamo, Karanen, Minkkinen. Still doesn't look quite strong enough for me to challenge the top 3. Estonia, Czechia 12. Czechia can always spring a surprise in this sort of an event. And Canada wearing 13. Slovakia 14. Ready! 4 by 6, and they are held for a fraction of a second before the starter gets them underway here in Lenzerheide. The women's 4 by 6, their penultimate event of these World Championships. And France set out as the favourites, despite the fact that they are wearing bib number 2.
I'm just wondering, is anybody, probably Jeanmonnot, if anybody, is going to try and break free or apply a lot of pace, a lot of pressure first time round. Yeah, Jeanmonnot at the front. It's very difficult snow today, Patrick, with the temperatures rising up again as the race progresses. You can see how soft it is, certainly on the left side as we look down the track. Team 19 trying to come round and wide. Bulgaria, that is. Well, no major mishaps on the break free from the grid, the start line. Often we see a tangle, a trip, a fall, sometimes broken poles.
Yeah, this is where it's likely to happen, though, isn't it? As the course narrows a little bit after the wide start, and they start to climb their way up. And more than any other course we've seen this year, Mike, the athletes spreading out far quicker into single file, and that's really an indication of how tough the first 1,000 metres is.
And look at Jeanmonnot at the front. She's only taking 4 further teams with her. The pace is that vicious, and we don't often see this. It's normally not pedestrian, but teams normally stick together really within 11-12 seconds on the first leg.
Yeah, Fem Steinvik did the same in the mixed relay 2 days ago. She races leg 2 for Norway. I think the Norwegians were impressed what she did in that single mixed relay, despite the fact that she made Johannes Tingesbo's job pretty tough.
She did. But boy, can he fight back when he's focused and on top form. This is still fast. Anna Magnusson today is a good ski day in terms of her form and her feeling. In second place.
Now, we've had 2 relays already at these championships, Mike, the mixed and the single mixed. And the French have broken away pretty much on lap 1 in the mixed relay. They struggled a bit more in the single mixed.
Yes, they did. This is a different strategy, completely different. Jeanmonnot is trying really to hurt this field, and she's winning that small battle. She's destroying look at the time, 16 seconds back to the Americans. It's incredible. She really has gone out really on a focused mission here.
Yeah, the Americans, Mike, can you remember when they last medalled?
Oh, 90s, I believe, early 90s.
1984, the very first World Championship relay, and they've not done it since. So that would be a little bit of history if they could do it again.
That would,
Jeanmonnot having a chat with Tandrevold. Tandrevold looking very nervous.
She was there. That was quite a nice touch from Simon, just to try and relax her. But I think they're worried that Knotten is... there's Knotten now, some 8 seconds behind. I think that's what it was about. Oh, we've left you behind already.
I'm not quite sure it was that patronising. But
in a nice way.
Yeah, but Tandrevold is on the second leg, and Julie Simon is taking the 4th. So she's got another what, 35 minutes before she even has to put her skis on.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, it's such a fast first lap from Lou Jeanmonnot. She obviously knows what she's doing. She's determined, and you know, it's a good strategy. If you can break the rest of the field from chute number 1, it makes the chasers more tense, work harder, and that's how they've operated or tried to operate previously in the season.
Yeah, I'm not sure we've ever seen a gap like this over the first kilometre and a half. They're coming back down towards the range for chute number 1. A little bit of a panic in the Austrian camp. Was that Tamara Steiner, I think, was striding away. Hauser is on the second leg for Austria. But look at that margin. And Lou Jeanmonnot will not hang around. The French yesterday, 2 days ago in the single mixed, very quick with that first shot, particularly Julie Simon.
Oh, this is so interesting. It's a tough strategy to take yourself above your comfort zone. And, well, Jeanmonnot is on form, but this is definitely above what she would normally, you know, risk in terms of coming in and trying to get these small targets over 50 metres.
Where's your money?
Yeah, I believe in her. She's so comfortable. She's so focused today. I think she'll maybe 1 spare at the most.
Yeah, she was 5 with 5 in the mixed relay. She has a 94% hit rate in the prone so far this season. And the first target is down, which is always a little bit of a relief. France could be heading out with a 50-metre lead at least. No one else yet to strike. Sweden losing a lot of time. 5 with 5, that's how you do it. And that's what you expect from the favourites. Norway going well. Knotten 5 out of 5. That is quick. And Sweden in a spot of bother, Mike. I think Magnusson may be well out of her comfort zone on that first lap. And
look at the amount of red flashes there. It's so many of the teams out of their comfort zone, and that was the strategy from Jeanmonnot. She destroyed the rest of the field, and it's nearly a 7-second lead already.
Yeah, Heimelainen, I have a feeling Finland may end up. They are on the penalty loop, so are Bulgaria. And the margin between the top 6 already at 18 seconds. I think we had 10 in the single mixed relay. within that sort of a margin on the final leg, let alone the first one.
Oh, a Hämäläinen, sorry, a 19-year-old on the first leg to try and live with that pace. It was way above her comfort zone. It's 2 penalty laps, 2 penalty loops for Finland. Interesting. Jeanmonnot took a lot of risk there, but she's so confident in her ability. Her breathing was exceptional leading into the first shot. She's closing her left eye for those last 3 shots. A little brighter today, maybe. So Jeanmonnot safely, comfortably out, 5 with 5, coming in incredibly fast and setting a real fast pace the first lap around. She seems to still be trying to maintain that same physical force out on the track. Connaughton probably lost another second to this point.
Can you see a weak link in the French team, Mike?
Oh, it's such a strong team. Yes, I think leg 2 is, Jeanmonnot. She looks so nervous in terms of zeroing, and on paper, yes, I think she's the weaker link.
And as such, quite a lot of pressure on her. She's been pretty consistent in the top 20 of every event so far, 12th in the sprint, 13th in the pursuit, hit 17 out of 20 in the individual. So Michelon's not been at her best when you bear in mind she's had, 9 top 10 results so far this season.
She has. Just looking at the shooting, Patrick, we've got 3 teams on the penalty loop, which is a real shame. I thought Estonia on Ermits, I thought she would have a good race today, but that early pace really knocked her sideways. And 7 of the 22 teams not requiring a spare round. I thought the conditions were quite difficult. The wind was quite strong and changeable.
Yeah, it was interesting conditions during the zero as well, that I think will have had quite a few of the athletes getting nervous. There is Jeanmonnot, just a little bit of work on the shoulders before she goes out.
This is a real brave strategy from Jeanmonnot, and fearless, confident so far.
Is she going to kill it off early? The defending champions with the perfect start here in Lenzerheide. The whole of the quartet in the top 10 of their respective World Cup standings. And the only sort of blip in their copybook at the moment, Mike, is they finished a lowly 6th in the Olympic Games in Beijing.
And you know, even then they were certainly expected a gold or a silver. So these relays are strange, and so often we see one of the 4 athletes having a bad day, which is understandable. 1 out of 4 not on best form, or the nerves getting to them, and that's enough to put cracks in your team performance. I thought Connaughton, she's in 2nd place there. I thought she did really well. She hasn't really been hitting the targets, Patrick, from the individual races. 30 shots fired. She's missed 10, but she got the first 5 out of 5, no problem.
But it's a typical Jeanmonnot performance so far, and look at the gap that she's opened up. She's well over 100 meters clear. So provided she gets the 5 targets down, even if it takes 8 rounds, France are likely to be in the lead when they come out. Norway in 2nd place, the group behind them containing Slovakia and Sweden and Italy, Romania there as well. The Austrians just off the pace, just over 20 seconds separating the top 7, but France are on their own at the moment. And Jeanmonnot, who's been very, very strong. 21 seconds now separating 1 and 2. Incredible. Incredible. Drops the last one a little bit low, but the others would have rattled the prone target. The French can do no wrong. 5 golds, 5 bronze at these championships already. And Mike, I think by the end of leg 1, everyone else is racing for silver.
It feels that way, Patrick. Well done to Connaught, and I was critical of her
really
shooting,
good shooting.
but that's
really good shooting. That will make Tandrevold nervous. Remember, Tandrevold 3 penalty loops at the last game. Sweden, are they going 5 with 5? Yes, or they are. Good shooting from them. Slovakia are clear. The Italians with Occantalo. Oh, she's missed again. Oh. Germany, Mike. The youngsters. We did suggest that experience is pretty important, and that's another miss from Germany.
Oh, Schneider, she's normally such a safe bet on the rifle, but she's had to push so hard. That could be Germany out of the medals already.
Yeah, Grotian, Tannheimer, Preutz. It's amazing how quickly the heads go down when that red light flashes up, indicating a penalty loop.
Oh, that's horrible. So early in the race for Germany, when they've won... when they've won 2 of the relays this season, and it's just gone so badly wrong now in the stand shoot. I can't think when we've seen such a perfect stand shoot. Jeanmonnot hitting, as you said, 4 prone targets from that 5-shot sequence.
Well, Connaughton was 3, so she was doing pretty well and under real pressure. But what a gap the French now have. I think we're going to be looking at, what, 20 to 25 seconds at the first exchange, Mike. And Ocean Michelin is put in a position where everyone, particularly the French fans, are going to expect something good from her.
Yes, it's not over yet. It's a huge lead, but often, and we've seen it before in the history of relays, when a team is so far ahead, it sets a different ripple of pressure for the athletes. And if it's not Michelin, it could be Brezat-Boucher. One of them, I think, is going to struggle with this huge lead at so early on in the race.
Yeah, I agree. So France and Norway still 1 and 2. Slovakia have done well. Kapustova's been excellent. She was 29 seconds behind last time we saw. Connaughton came out 17.7, so she's lost another 10 seconds on this loop already. Jeanmonnot is flying. Slovakia, then we got Sweden, who were 34. Repinch, who was 36. Dimitrenko of Ukraine at 39 in 6th position. And the Italians down in 11th, and Germany down in 18th at the moment, 1:23 off the pace. And their problem is, Mike, they don't have someone of the calibre of Johannes Tingesbo to dig them out of jail at the end.
They don't. I suppose the only upside for Germany right now, because it's all downside when you look at the time, is that the pressure is off, and Grosjean, Tannheimer and Preutz, they just really have to go for it. And in some ways, the pressure's off. They can only pull this huge deficit time back marginally.
But they don't want to be beaten by Belgium, and they certainly don't want to be beaten by Ukraine. So the pressure is still there. I don't think Germany even started today thinking they were going to win it, but a medal was definitely a possibility.
And they must have considered putting Johanna Poof in, who has been shooting brilliantly well, barely misses any targets. Yes, she's not as fast marginally as Schneider, but she's a real safe bet when it comes to shooting.
Yeah, and quite a lot of penalty loops, to be honest. Finland have done 2. Kazakhstan, Switzerland, the host nation, have done 1 already. Germany, Austria, Estonia, Latvia. No, unfair to Latvia. They've missed 4, but they haven't done a penalty loop as yet. Well, how about that for the perfect start? 15:56 on the clock, and Ocean Michelin of France has a lot of time to play with. We'll see exactly what it is. It's going to be close to 30 seconds as Norway's Knotten comes around the corner. She's handing over to Ingrid Tandrevold, who was in the battle for the overall win last year, but has had real problems with the standing shooting since then. And she's got to do her best, Mike, not to think of the past relay performances. Away she goes.
I cannot think at World Championships or even at World Cup when the first leg in the women's relay has broken away by 32 seconds. And look at the margin back to third place, 44 seconds.
So Sweden in third. They'll be happy with their position, but what can they do from here? Halvarsson on course now, who's rapidly, Mike, becoming Sweden's #1.
She is. She's got it. She's got true grit and fight when it comes to biathlon. Her shooting has been great during this championship so far. Well, this is the Norwegian coach, Patrick Oberegger.
When you were in the team, Mike, did you your team meeting the night before, was there always a discussion about what the aim of the day was?
Yes, there was. You would generally, you know, when you're looking at your best potential, so you would look at those numbers in terms of where you, at best, you can slot in, and then you cover the margins. But, yeah, and then each athlete really just has to do what they can, and you don't expect a great nation like Germany, sadly, to be on the penalty loop first time.
Yeah. 1:35, down in 16th position. I think it can only get better from there. Tandrevold not skiing as well as she was last year, certainly not shooting as well as she was at the start of last year, but I think she's such a popular athlete, Mike. I think everyone willing her to down 10 targets.
Very much, and Norway, you know, can come back into this. Depends what happens up at the front. For Michelon, she's under a huge amount of pressure, and I thought she looked petrified during the rifle centering, the zeroing prior to the race.
2 minutes 19 separating the top 21 teams. Kazakhstan were over 2.5 minutes behind last time we saw it. Will not be long before they are taken out of that action. It's around 5 minutes to get round the loop and shoot, and so we're looking for a leg time of just over 15 minutes. And Ocean Michelon, what does she do, Mike? She's got 32 seconds to play with.
It's so hard for her. I think she knows full well that the cameras are on her. She's got this massive lead of over 30 seconds. And I think she'll be sensing on the way around. It's a very different race for her. She hasn't had this experience before where she's so far out front. And if you make a mistake, it's magnified. And the loss can be huge. We've seen that many times at World Championships from great athletes like Raf Poiré. We've seen it from Mickey Grice. He missed 3 targets when he had a decent lead one time.
Yeah, Michelon's taken 5 seconds out of Tandrevold. Now Sweden, they were 44 seconds back. That has dropped to 45. Batovska Fialkova is going really well for Slovakia. And Czechia they're now at 47. They were at 45. So everyone is losing to Jeanmonnot. To Michelon, I should say. Everyone did lose to Jeanmonnot on that first leg. Michelon now on the second leg, and she looks very, very comfortable indeed. The French supremely confident, having taken 5 gold medals, only 8 decided so far. I don't think anyone would be too surprised, Mike, if they walk away from these championships with 9 of the 12 golds.
It's incredible. That would be something quite uniquely special. Of course, the Norwegians in the past have created some huge medal tallies. But yeah, they've had the men and the women in the French team have had a wonderful World Championships.
So Tandrevold, is she still losing? 32 seconds last time. Fialkova's going well. Halvarsson of Sweden with Slovenia's Anastasia Kuzmina on the second leg for them. ...40 seconds now. That is incredible work 40 seconds, so another 8 seconds taken out of Norway. It is Lampitz on the second leg for Slovenia. That's what I meant to say, not Kuzmina.
Yeah, Kuzmina third leg coming up after Fialkova. Yeah, Michelon, I thought she was tense initially, but she looks very much in control as she makes her way in towards the shooting range.
Good work from Poland. Czechia, third position in that group, and Halvarsson slowing herself down. Now, this, I think, if the French get through this stage unscathed, then it's going to be tough to see them getting beaten. But Michelon, Mike, she did miss 2 on the first shoot in the sprint event, and as a result, finished down in 12th.
Couple of side clicks there to the left. That shot fell way to the left, and that one.
It's a good group so far.
All
Everything edging a bit further. Is this a... Well, he pulls it back for the final one. No response from the coaching team, and they get away 5 with 5. No one else in the range, and the race for second place goes on. It's a good one as well. So Norway lane 2, Slovakia next to them, Slovenia next to them, then Poland, then Czechia, and Sweden a long way down. Halvarsson, Mike, has really eased up at the back end of this first lap.
Yeah, she's lost some 7 seconds there. Is that her just trying to get her breath? She did look, for me, a little tired in the last race.
Fialkova with a miss on the first shot. Tandervold is taking her time, but misses number 3. That might get those nerves going, but it's really the standing shooting where she's had problems. 2 misses from Norway. Sweden missed that final target. That is absolutely key, and it's Slovenia with Lampitz who get away. You wouldn't have put too much money on that happening. A 5 out of 5 for Lampitz, and Slovenia up into the silver medal position. Poland and Norway and Sweden are going to be battling it out for the bronze, but a 48-second gap. And it's not a question, Mike, of who's going to win. It's a question of by how much.
It feels that way, Patrick. I thought Michelon coped so well under the pressure of being so far out front.
Germany, a lot of catching up to do. Gauthier went from 24 to 10 in the pursuit. She must have enjoyed. That's a good day out for her.
She didn't have a good individual race, missing, what, 5 targets, I think it was.
Yeah, and she's such a talent. You know, what did she get? Second in the sprint in Antolz, and she got her first win in the mass start in Annecy Le Grand Bonnat. There's the change on the sights. Was that 2 clicks? I think it was.
I think it was only 1, actually, so I thought she'd put it, to account for 6 millimeters left, and she was all left, but unbelievably accurate.
Brézard-Boucher on the next leg. Now, Brézard-Boucher hasn't been consistent this season. Of course, she's got that fantastic gold medal in the sprint here in Lenzerheide and backed it up with a bronze in the pursuit. But she can go down, it can go wrong. Tandervold way left as well.
Yes, the wind from zeroing, it seems to have backed off, dropped off a little, and they should all be aware of that, actually, and the coaches will be telling them when to ski by.
8 teams on the podium so far. Slovenia are not one of them, but they're sitting in the silver medal position at the moment. And Lampitz has had a stormer. Let's hope, Mike, that she can back it up with some good standing shooting. I don't think we need to tell you what her stats are for the season. It is under 50% in the stand position, so it doesn't bode well. But just occasionally, as she did in Annecy, she produces a blinder.
And you know, legs 3 and legs 4, the Klemencic sisters, with Polona taking third leg, Ziva taking the anchor. They're very good, they're very safe athletes, not the fastest, but I think there's safety there. So, yeah, if they can get through the stand shoot safely, they maybe have a chance.
Yeah. This is one of the occasions, Mike, that you just accept that one team is a whole lot better than everyone else, and you enjoy the battle for second and third, because it's turning into an epic. Yes, we almost have a minute between 1 and 2, but then we go down to a minute 10 separating the top 10, and Belgium's still in there with a chance if they can hit all the targets from now on. And Belgium, Mike, have only missed one so far. The French have yet to miss a target.
Yeah, just brilliant shooting. It's a runaway race at the moment, but, you know, as always with biathlon, strange things happen, and we'll have to wait and see. But I'm quite sure on paper, Brézat-Boucher should be safe next. Can Michelon get through these 5 shots with 5 bullets? We'll have to wait and see.
Lampitz rounding the last corner before she descends down into the stadium. Poland and Norway battling it out for third at the moment. Slovakia wearing 14. Sweden with Halvarsson. Again, Mike, good work on the first half of the course, and then just easing up as she comes down a chute. Didn't really pay off last time. She needed spare rounds, but Sweden so far only 2 spares used.
Yes, I think Ella, the mindset that Ella Halvarsson has is she's a fighter. If she felt good, I'm quite sure she'd be trying to break free. So I think she's on survival today. The legs are tired, her body's tired. Who wouldn't be after all these races?
Where's your money here? 84% hit rate so far in the stand position. And generally hitting 90%.
Rifle looks very steady.
That will do. That will do. The first miss for the French. This is key. Down it goes. Job done. Brézat-Boucher, Julie Simon, the 2 stars of last year's World Championships, and Simon we're already with 3 golds here in Lenzerheide. It is difficult to see anyone else lifting the gold medal at the end of today, but strange things happen, particularly in relays. Now, Slovenia. Lampitz is capable of hitting 5. She's capable of missing 5. I think if she avoids the penalty loop, Mike, that goes down as a success.
It does, it does. She'll be feeling the tension growing, the nerves and the pressure growing on her shoulders as the teams come beside her.
She had 20 seconds advantage over the chasers. Tandrevold hits 1, misses 1. Slovakia going well. 3 out of 3, 4 out of 4. Are they going into silver medal position? They are. Excellent shooting from them. A miss from Halvarsson. Czechia have rattled through their 5. That's a really good performance from them.
Tandrevold down to that last chance. Bullet, the last shot. 1 target left.
It wouldn't be a relay if she didn't do a loop, and she is doing a loop. So Sweden are away, Italy away, and Norway now in real trouble. From Steinvik and Sherka Ida. That is just what Tandrevold didn't need, Mike. I'm not even sure she qualifies for the mass start tomorrow.
What a shame. Tandrevold, such a big name in biathlon, and she won't be enjoying today. Hasn't really enjoyed these World Championships.
So France are now over a minute clear. Slovakia in 2. Slovenia, well done to Lampitz. She did avoid that penalty loop. She's in 3. We got Czechia in 4. Sweden, Poland, Italy going down to 7. And then Belgium ahead of Austria, ahead of Norway, ahead of Germany. Belgium is sitting in 8th position.
You know, this is the strangest relay, Patrick. When you look at Germany, nearly 2 minutes behind. You look at Norway, nearly 2 minutes behind. Incredible race.
It's pretty much what the French men did last year, wasn't it, Mike? They made 1 mistake in each of the World Cup relays to prevent them winning, and then came to the World Championships and produced a blinder to take the gold medal. This year, the French men have won 4 relays in succession. So Norway currently are in 11th position with that penalty loop. It's pushed them back to 1:48 behind. The only good news they can take from that is they're only 48 seconds off the silver medal. Well, let's have a chat with one of the Norwegians. Caroline Ofstad Knotten took the first leg and put in a good stint.
How was it? Sticky conditions today?
Yes, it's not my favorite. It's wet and loose and it's really slow. And I prefer to fight and then fight up the uphill and then relax in the downhill. But now you can't relax. You just have to go. So it was tough, but I'm super happy with the shooting today. That's how I want to do it.
Yeah, and 0 faults, great performance. But how was it when you see the French making so much pace from the beginning on?
It wasn't my hope. We put me on the first loop, first leg, because we wanted an easy first loop. So then my shape hasn't been so good. So we hoped I could have an easy start, and Lou didn't let us go easy today.
But you followed well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it was a good job, very good job from Knotten.
It was, you know, as you say, she wasn't or isn't on top ski form, but boy, did she dig deep, and then to hit all of the targets with no spare rounds. She's had a great day.
Yeah, now, Mike, we always see one of the minor nations competing up until about the end of the third leg. Today, we've got 4 of them in the top 5.
It is quite amazing, yes. Of course, Lampitt's having an outstanding day, and I think with, as I said earlier, the Klemencic sisters, legs 3 and 4, this is a really, really good day for Slovenia. And who knows, maybe, if not a medal today, then next year at the Olympics, quite possible.
2 legs completed, the halfway stage reached in the women's 4x6. Jeanmonnot and Michelon have done the most astonishing job. They've only required 1 spare round so far. They have the best shooting record, they have the best skiing record, and Brézard Boucher and Julie Simon are here to finish it off, which I expect they will do in pretty quick time. 32:45 on the clock. I think 1 or 2 teams are already in danger of being lapped. Kazakhstan and Canada well over 3.5 minutes behind the leaders. In comes Slovenia. Now, this has been one of Lampitz's best performances of the season. Take away that sprint podium finish in Annecy, and it is her best of the season.
Yes, and she's taken 15 seconds back from the lead time of Michelon. So at Lampitz, when she hits the target, she can really she can take medals in this sport.
Yeah, 16:42. She's got the fastest time on that second leg. Michelon on the moment in second place. Batovska Fialkova 19 seconds down on Lampitz. Well, maybe we should keep our eye open for Lampitz in the mass start tomorrow, Mike.
I think so. This is so strange with Sweden so far behind at the moment, a minute 35 behind, Norway a minute 50 behind, Germany 1:52 behind. I mean, a lot can change in this second half of the race, Patrick, but this is something of a surprise. The big team struggling.
Yeah, apart from last year, we do always tend to have one of the lesser-known teams in the top positions. Italy, of course, winning the title back in 23. That was a big surprise, but they did have Vera and Vitozzi both on good form at that stage. Out go some of the chasers. Look at the time margins, 1:52. It's a long, long way. We're looking at, 750 metres in terms of distance. Germany 1:52, Norway 1:52. It's absolutely astonishing.
Tandrevold almost in a state of shock, really, to have been on the penalty loop. Norway, can they come back from this? I'm not sure they can. Fem Steinvik is fast on the skis. She shot very well on the single mixed relay. And Chokaide, we know, is a real talent.
Yeah, the Slovenian celebrations seem to have started a little bit prematurely, but as you say, the Klemencic sisters are good. Hauser had a good second leg as well, Mike. Second fastest behind Lampitz.
Hauser is coming back. You know, I think Hauser will be looking forward for tomorrow's mass start. In fact, you know, she could be a real threat tomorrow with finding her ski form at last.
Yeah, if she gets a good pair of skis, then I think she will be competitive. Justine Brezard-Boucher. Now, how much time will she take out of the Slovenians on the tracks? I would suggest that Slovenia, Mike, don't worry about the French, and they just try. If they can beat Slovakia, then who knows what might happen. Slovenia at the moment are 26 seconds clear of 4th place, so they've got a 26-second cushion if they want to stay in the medals.
The race started really, really fast. Did you expect it when you saw the lineup of the French especially?
Yes, I expected that Wu was going really fast from the very first second. I tried to do my race and keep my pace. That's what I did until the prone. And yeah, into the standing, I just couldn't separate the stress from being calm on the shooting range, and I'm really disappointed. Yeah, but it's over now and I cannot change it.
Tomorrow, a new chance for you.
Yes.
Yeah, tough for Germany. Sophia Schneider on the first leg, Grotian on the second, and Germany at the moment are, where are they? Way down, 13th place. At just under 2 minutes behind. Mike, Slovenia, Slovakia, there'll be a little bit of needle there. Are you going Klemencic or Kuzmina to come out on top after this third leg?
Oh, it's a tough one. I think still Klemencic. Kuzmina will be closing, I think, on the track marginally. And of course, Kuzmina is so experienced, but I don't think she can pull those 15 seconds back quickly.
Yeah, Sweden are starting to make ground. Kazakhstan can make no more ground. They have been pulled out, so we're from 22 teams down to 21. Romania, Canada, Bulgaria, Finland, and the United States are all in danger of being knocked out of this one. They need to shoot well from here on in.
Ella Halfarsson there, we saw her in picture just being hugged. She needed that hug, I think. She looked completely distraught that it didn't go the way she wanted it to.
Yeah, I thought she was sort of intentionally slowing down. I wonder whether the skis just weren't good enough. And we've seen that at these championships, haven't we, Mike? The Norwegian men in the individual way below par, and it was nothing to do with form. It was all to do with the skis.
Yeah, difficult waxing, and now it's very wet again.
So first shoot, third leg, Justine Brezard-Boucher, the sprint gold medalist, bronze in the pursuit, dropped down a 9th in the individual, but was very competitive over the first half, then missed 3 in total. Low left. Well, that's about as big a group as you can get and still get 4 targets down, to be honest.
I'm totally with you. It was so spread. I didn't expect that. The end of the barrel looks quite stable, but now an opportunity for the other teams to come back in.
So the last one is down, but 15 seconds or so handed to the opposition. Slovenia and Slovakia will be glad to have seen the French at least, but the pressure is still not really on the favourites. Here we go. This is such an intense battle, isn't it?
It is, and Kuzmina has pulled nearly all of that 15 seconds back on the track. Didn't expect quite that much of a margin.
Yeah, Kuzmina, 3 times Olympic gold medalist. The one thing she struggled with since she decided to come back is the shooting, and she is going to be at least 10 seconds down, and with that second miss, I think we can push that up to 20. And if she misses again, the Slovenians are going to be 30 seconds clear.
Oh, and Kuzmina, the most experienced biathlete in this whole field, and she's struggling.
What is it, Mike, about the shooting? You would have thought once you've done 10 years of intense training, you can afford to take a year off, but it doesn't seem that way.
No, it doesn't. It's Hannah's flying through these targets.
Yeah, Hannah coming back, and the Norwegians pretty much matching them. Good shooting from Fem Steinvik. Austria go clear. And the Austrians with Tamara Steiner on course. Germany are starting to come back into it. And this is how so many of the relays work out, Mike. The top teams, apart from one, make mistakes early on, and then they spend the rest of the relay trying to find a way back into the race. It's still 1:29 between 1 and 7, but the medal positions are much, much closer than that.
Well, that was so interesting. And you know, it was interesting what Sophia Schneider said. She couldn't separate the stress from the calm. And every day a biathlete has to get rid of the stress from the physical and then really try and calm down. But relays add some more spice.
No, it's good shooting from Switzerland. And Aita Gasparin. It's a little bit too late, I think, for the Swiss, though. 2:41 was their time behind coming in, now at 2:15. So they've gained a little bit of time, but 2:15, we're looking at 750, 800 metres.
And this was the event, Patrick, the Swiss wanted at home to medal. This is what they've been working for the last 6 years.
They've come so close. They have come so close. Germany, the fastest team to have done a penalty loop, sitting in 8th at the moment. Hannah Erberg, this was fantastic. Where were they all going? Wasn't the smallest group?
Yeah, slightly low. It's great to see this happy Slovenian team. Of course, Lampitz is always happy. Even on a bad day, she'll think, all right, I've did my best, I can do no less.
Yeah. And this is why she's doing biathlon, not cross-country skiing, where she was a champion. So Brézard Boucher is over halfway round the second loop. Kuzmina, Mike, it's not the Kuzmina we used to see in Beijing or way back in Sochi.
Yes, and Vancouver in 2010. No, Kuzmina looking tired at she's still in third place. Hannah Öberg has really brought Sweden back up into fourth place and almost catching up with Kuzmina now on the track.
Yeah, impressed with Fem Steinvik of Norway as well. She's certainly not being intimidated, being next to Hannah Öberg, who of course has taken her share of Olympic golds and world titles. Finland, Mike, have had a nightmare. They're at 3:55 behind. The USA, for those of you watching, 3 minutes 33. A penalty loop early on. The shooting actually hasn't been that bad. You've only missed 5 so far, but a penalty loop pushing you way out of the top 10. Slovenia, they dare to dream, or do they?
I think they can risk a small dream right now. It's going so well, but the pressure really builds on the anchor leg, doesn't it? That's when the main pressure, as we see so often in a relay, that's when the real pressure hits.
Second shoot, third leg. Brézard Boucher for France, the sprint gold medalist. It's been a little bit up and down so far this season, but the French have come here on their best form. She missed 2 in the prone. She's gone and missed target 2 in the stand as well. No problem.
Wow, she did well there. The rifle was moving quite a lot, Patrick. I thought it was high risk. Perfect.
Yeah, nice shot to finish it off, and just Julia Simon to go. How will Simon be feeling at the moment, Mike? She knows she is going to have at least 39.40 seconds. I think it's likely to be closer. I think we're going to be back to that minute margin again, aren't we?
I think so, maybe even over a minute. And Brizat Boucher barely lost any time there. Just one, it was one spare round, wasn't it? Yeah. So she's going to be over. Simon's going to be well over a minute leading into the last leg.
Italy and Germany in battle. They were 7th and 8th last time we saw. So Slovenia are in. They had a 30-second lead over Slovakia after the prone shoot. This is just what Slovenia wanted. 5 out of 5 to maintain that 30-second lead over the bronze medal. Yeah, great scenes. Great scenes. Let's hope that they are still dancing and smiling like they are at the moment when it comes to the end of this race. But the big guns are starting to come. Sweden, 5 out of 5 on the prone for Hanna Öberg. She's done it again in the stand. Slovakia go through with Kuzmina. They're getting closer to a medal. And Italy needs something spectacular in the closing stages if they're going to finish in the top 3. Well, there's your margin. Actually, Slovenia losing a little bit of time on that shoot, Mike, from 30 seconds cut down to 17, and then Sweden just 1.5 seconds down on Slovakia. Too little, too late for Germany, I fear.
Well, I mean, they've got the great Franzi Preutz, who's on incredible form, but this is, yeah, as you say, maybe just that margin is too big to close it down. Oh, still nearly 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it's only 31 seconds off the medals. A medal is good enough for Germany at this stage. Nice shooting from Switzerland. Gasparin just running out of air after 4. That's good shooting. And Haki Gross, I just get that feeling, Mike, Switzerland are going to finish 5th again.
Oh, that would be so sad. This was the day, really. It hasn't gone well, let's be honest, but they're capturing something back now. Those eyes look worried. I was a little worried when the rifle was shaking to begin with.
Not the best from Brizat Boucher, but 3 legs gone, and they are sitting pretty with a 59.7 second lead over Slovenia when they exited. Yeah, Slovenia have been the stars of the show, really. Way, way above their station. It's all going very well. Hanna Öberg, best we've seen from her for a long time, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've got Jeanmonnot, who took the first leg for France and broke the field apart.
A few words about this condition of snow today. It's yeah, a little bit different than yesterday and the other day.
Yeah, I've heard that it has been salted this morning, but it doesn't feel like some normal salted track. So it's kind of different of the thing we are used to see. But still, the skis are good. Like it's a week like this now. So I enjoyed it really much. It was kind of easy to ski, and for the moment, a really cool relay.
Now, Mike, would you say that when it's wet like this and warm, the difference between a good pair of skis and a bad pair is much, much greater than when it's, say, -5 and fresh snow?
Without a doubt, you know, if you don't get this high humidity, the water on the base there wicked away as fast as possible, your glide factor, and we have seen it today where some athletes are being left behind on the downhill sections, it really multiplies in these very, very warm conditions.
Yeah. Well, we'll make life easy for you. Give us a prediction now that we've seen 3 legs completed. The French, a minute clear of everyone else. Surely with Julia Simon, you're going to give them the gold. But who's getting the silver? Who's getting the bronze?
Oh, the fight really, as you say, silver and bronze. I don't think Julia Simon is going to let the team down. She may use a couple of spare rounds, and in fact, that's almost unlikely as well. It's such a perfect day. I hope that was a contact on the elbow.
Yeah, it was a very light one, but it was good enough, I think. The French with only 4 misses so far. Sweden on the same shooting score as the French. Belgium, who were going so well, have gone and they've only missed 5 actually. So Bouvard on course for them, will be in fairly soon. This is the battle for the silver and the bronze, and it's still Slovenia sitting in silver medal position. It does not matter what colour the medal is, Mike. I think I'm right in saying Slovenia have never medalled in this event. I'm definitely right in saying that Sweden have never won the World Championship relay. They are, though, the current Olympic champions, and they're sitting in 3rd at the moment. So it's Elvira Urberg up against Slovenia's Jeanmonnot. And I think it would be an extraordinary day from Klemenčić if she was to hold off the Swedes. But can she hold off Norway and Germany and Switzerland and Italy, who are in the next 4 places?
Yes, Slovenia, this is a tough task now. Ziva Klemenčić, she's put on the anchor leg. She's actually the weakest link. The younger sister of course, the athlete just touching over onto her. But yeah, and so much can change on this anchor leg. Here comes Germany. They've got the great Franzi Preutz on the anchor leg, but have a look at that time gap. It's 2.7, 2.8. No real journey back to the medals, possibly, although actually it's only 50 seconds or so back to 3rd place, and Preutz will actually believe that there's a chance, a slim chance maybe. Well, it's been a strange relay, and Jeanmonnot destroyed the rest of the field early on. And in fact, in the interview with her, she was asked about the snow conditions. I thought the question would be, what brought that performance to the table? It was outstanding. Well, here goes the anchor leg for Switzerland. A lot of work. They wanted this to go so well today, but 2:39 behind. It's a huge task to capture something back from what has been quite a weak performance so far for the Swiss team. So sister to sister for Slovenia, the best day. They have had 2 3rd places in World Cups in the history of the sport, but not at World Championships. So it's unusual times for Slovenia. I would love to see them on the podium today. And here comes Simon lapping teams. She looks like she's taking it within herself, not going full pace. And here comes Norway. Hannah Urberg, it hasn't gone her way. I mentioned her shooting stats earlier. She really hasn't been hitting targets until today, and I think that was a very fast 10 out of 10.
First outing on the World Cup level.
Keep the smiles going, keep the positivity, keep the belief. So another team with sister handing over. So Hannah Urberg handing over to her younger sister Elvira. And Elvira, she had some setbacks leading into these World Championships from the World Cup actually prior to this one. She had to opt out of some of the races. But she did take that amazing silver medal from 10th in the sprint, moved all the way up into 2nd position for the silver, but didn't go her own way in the individual race. She only missed 1 target, finishing 6th place. So Norway have a chance again. They've moved all the way back up into 5th. There we are, Shakaida. So Julia Simon coming into the stadium for the first of her 2 shoots. She certainly hasn't gone full pace, but she will be well aware that you need to keep the heartbeat up coming in, or it's a different feel if you begin to back off too much.
But Mike, a minute 19, the French, I think they know, but there are 10 targets to be hit, and 3 penalty loops. It could change the story altogether.
Strange things happen in biathlon, but yeah, and I think they're happy, aren't they? The previous 3 athletes for France, but there's bound to be a little sense of nervousness as well.
Yeah, but they did do 2 penalty loops in Novo Mesto last year and still took the gold medal ahead of Sweden and Germany. So I think they'll be wholly confident. Now, will Jeanmonnot go for the fast and furious as we saw in the single mixed relay 2 days ago, or do you think she'll slow it down a little bit to her individual pace of racing for the 15K?
Honestly, I think she'll go fast and furious. You can hear the breathing. She has brought the breathing up to what is normal race pace.
So quick with that first shot. Generally, last year, she was taking 6 seconds out of everyone on every shoot. She's done it again. She is halfway there. 5 targets remaining. And Julia Simon has hit the perfect form at the perfect time of year. It was a difficult start to the season, but she has looked almost invincible here in Lenzerheide. Let's see where they went.
That was an edge at 7 o'clock, the first one, but so fast. That was another edge at 7.
So predominantly low. Doesn't matter. They all went down. That's all the fans want to see. And France, who were a minute 19, I think we're looking at a margin of closer to 2 minutes than 1 by the time this race is over. Elvira Erberg already outskied Klemencic of Slovenia and was 1:16 behind coming in. Klemencic at 1:30, and then Norway, Mike, with Jeanmonnot have closed on the Slovenians. They are only 3 seconds behind them. Lots of pressure on Erberg, and that sound of the miss will give both Slovenia and Norway a little bit of food for thought. 2 misses now, so 3 rounds, 2 targets to go. If anyone can clear 5 with 5 from this chase group, they're going up into the silver medal position. Jeanmonnot, whose standing shooting is much better than her prone, but so far she hasn't missed in the prone position. 3 out of 3, 4 out of 4 for the Norwegian. Does she finish it in style? She does. 5 out of 5. Norway go from 4th up into silver, and Sweden are on the penalty loop. You would not have thought that of Elvira Erberg, but there's a chance, a slim one, that Slovenia will join them. 1 round, 1 target, and Germany suddenly get a sniff at the medals.
It's all changed, isn't it? On the anchor leg, Ziva Klemencic, Slovenia, this is huge pressure. Oh,
oof. Big sigh of relief, but Slovakia will be back on their heels, and Germany are there again. And it's a story that we've told so many times. The cream floating to the top yet again, and Mike, it's highly likely it's going to be the top 4 teams in the top 4 positions again.
It's quite unbelievable, as you say. Although Elvira Erberg, that was a huge surprise. She was trying to be so careful with the shots, Patrick, and slowing her pace down. It knocked her out of rhythm. It knocked the feeling apart. Oh, look at Switzerland on the range. 3, 4, only 1 hit out of 5 shots for. Oh, what a shame for Switzerland.
Yeah, that's Lena Haki-Gross. What is going on there? 2 penalty loops. Was she going for broke? I suspect so. 3 penalty loops. Don't tell me there's something wrong with the sights there, Mike. You don't see Haki-Gross missing 7 out of 8 shots. 4 penalty loops, an extra 600 metres. Unless she wants some airtime, I just can't work that one out. Worst shoot of the day so far.
I think she's taking total risk, Patrick. She's thought there's nothing else to lose. We're over 2 minutes behind, and it hasn't worked out.
It sure hasn't. Well, there you see the standings, and suddenly the gap jumps from a minute 16 to a minute 46 between France and the rest. It's still pretty tight for silver, bronze, and 4th. 1:46 for Norway, Erberg at 2:11, Klemencic of Slovenia at 2:12. We've got Slovakia at 2:15, Preutz of Germany at 2:17. The battle for the bronze is absolutely massive.
It really is, but yes, I think French there at 1:46 ahead, and that's a lovely collection of gold that Simon will have around her neck at the end of this. She's got 3 gold already. This will be number 4.
Yeah, and Preutz is only 30 seconds off the silver medal for Germany. She's moved up a slot ahead of Slovakia and will have Slovenia in her sights. There goes Jeanmonnot. She's got herself a cushion of 25 seconds, or did have, coming out of the range. So we'll see what sort of damage she's done on this next loop. Elvira Erberg, Mike, a penalty loop in the prone.
Incredible. She doesn't look as strong normally. On any other given day, she would, on the track, she would leave Zila Klemencic behind by quite a margin, but Klemencic is not letting go.
Yeah, I think that explains why she didn't play a part in the single mixed relay. I don't think Elvira Erberg has recovered from the illness that she had just around Antolz.
I think this is going to be just a very fast shooting display of magic shooting for Simon.
Yeah, I wonder whether the 3 other team members have decided not to react when that last target goes down, to challenge each other. That would be a tough one. Let's hope it's spectacular. Julie Simon has been the golden girl of these championships, as she was in Novo Mesto last year. She has a minute 34 in hand. She can afford 3 penalty loops. She's not going to need them. Right in the middle. Again, a prone target hit just outside. It's going to be stylish. That is how to do it. And the French get to the end with only 4 misses. That is gold medal number 6 wrapped up. And absolutely astonishing. They are leagues ahead of everyone else at the moment. And
give her a coffee this time.
Yeah, I think she can do a lap of the range, and she'll still be out before everyone else.
Do you know what? You get these days where a team, and as Jeanmonnot said in the interview, they've got the bit between their teeth. They really wanted this today. Elvira Erberg is struggling, Patrick, on the track. She's been caught by Slovakia, by Germany now. And this is
good news for Norway. If Elvira Erberg is leading this group, I think they may be losing a bit more time. Jeanmonnot was at 134, so she had 40 seconds. 40-second advantage over 3rd place. Here she comes. Tandra Vold again, the weak link in the Norwegian team. It's certainly not talent, Mike. It's all in the head for Tandra Vold, you feel.
It is, it is.
One of few athletes who has a much better standing score than prone, but number 4 has gone wide. This is for the silver medal. Nicely done.
You sense the relief in her face there as that target went down, knowing full well there's 4 other teams coming in to chase her. 5 teams.
5 teams on the firing point at exactly the same time. Just 1 medal to go. Sweden and Germany. Your money would be on Preutz of Germany, I would imagine, Mike. Slovenia are there. Austria with Hauser, who's no slouch if she can get 5 out of 5. What we want is a ski race to the line. We've not had much of that this year. Preutz again, just taking her time. Elvira Erberg, much better this time, but just as I said, she throws number 4 wide, and Germany get 4 out of 5. The Austrians are going to get 4 out of 5, I hope. Sweden are away, but Elvira Erberg is way, way below her best, and Preutz misses again. She's human after all. Austria are away. Now, I quite fancy the Austrians' chances of giving Sweden a chase.
Wow. Well, now Preutz has to dig deep now. What a shame for Slovenia. That's a penalty loop. They're out of it.
So Norway are safe. Sweden at 2:24. They've got a 12-second lead over Austria. Sorry, I thought it was Hauser on the last leg. She went earlier. And Dexter, of course. Remenova of Slovakia at 2:38. Preutz at 2:41. I think it's played into the hands of the Swedes, Mike. who, of course, won the last relay in Antolz. They are looking at the bronze medal at the moment. So Preutz goes from 6 to 5. She's got another 2.5, 3 seconds to make up if she's going to go ahead and up into 4. What an astonishing championships it's been for the French. Julie Simon can save every single bit of energy she's got left for the mass start tomorrow, because she will start as one of the favorites. Do you see her winning that one as well, Mike, or do you think Lou Jeanmonnot might get her share of the gold?
I think Jeanmonnot. I mean, the shooting from this lady today was just incredible. There's a different pressure so far out front. It didn't affect her at all. I think, what's he saying? Listen, take this a bit more seriously. It's a World Championships. But you know, we haven't ever seen such a clinical mapping from the get-go. With Jeanmonnot 32 seconds ahead, the quartet were outstanding today for France.
Yeah. So again, the medals being spared between Norway and France, the two strongest teams. But you know, in the men's cross-country, Mike, it's all about Norway. No one else is really getting a look in. So this
wow, that was close.
That could have ended that could have been a twist in the tail and a bit of a sting for the French. But she got away with it. The reactions were good. The fans, I think, are okay, and we will definitely see shots of that later on.
What a pity for Preutz. She was just so far behind, some 20 seconds behind when she left the range, or I think she may even have caught Elvira Oberg.
What a performance from France. It was all started by Jeanmonnot. Auchan-Michelon was excellent. She was the one who might have cracked, but she didn't. She was brilliant. Braisard-Boucher on leg number 3. Not her best shooting, but she was skiing well, maintained the lead, and Julie Simon had the easiest job of the 4 of them. She wraps it up, gets the glory, gets another gold. That's 4 gold to her already. And, of course, there is still one race to go. The French have won the mixed relay, the single mixed relay, and the women's relay. And this afternoon, we have the men's relay. And France, guess what, are favourites for that as well.
I think Norway have done so well to come back from what wasn't a great start, or certainly first half of the race. They've really dug deep and produced that beautiful silver.
Elvira Oberg hanging on in there. And Elvira, who got the silver medal in the pursuit, she went from 10 to 2. That was a fantastic effort from Oberg, Mike. What did she hit? 19 out of 20. Missed one on the last shoot, but I don't think she would have caught Preutz anyway. But she's done well. Norway seeded 3. Knotten, Tannevold, Fem Steinvik on the 3rd leg was brilliant. And Maren Kjøkkeide, just as the likes of Oleina Bjorndalen has been predicting, she is rapidly turning into a major star.
Preutz is still closing all the time, and Elvira looking over her left shoulder. She can't afford any mistakes.
Yeah, she's still got 7 or 8 seconds, I think, to spare. And with just 50 metres to go, Sweden are safe. So having taken the silver medal in Novo Mesto last year, they take the gold medal this time round. Norway were out of the medals last time, down in 10th position. It was a disaster. That is why they are so cheerful, having come in the silver medal position. And Sweden the bronze. So the minor nations miss out once again, Mike. But it was a great effort from Slovakia and Slovenia. And the Austrians, I think, will be pretty happy that they've made the top 4.
I think they will, and that was a great last anchor leg from Anna Andexer. She put in a good performance on the track and through the rifle.
Yeah, I think Braisard-Boucher, very good friends with Elvira Oberg, and I think just appreciating how tough it is when things are difficult. no athlete, in biathlon in particular, Mike, goes through their career, just sails through it without any troubles. Perhaps Johannes Tingesbo less than anyone else, but the ups and downs are massive, and it's how you get through those downs that really define you at the end of your career. And Elvira Erberg, Hannah Erberg, both have had their issues over recent days. Slovenia in the end down in 8, but it was exciting days for them. They certainly would have enjoyed the first 3 legs.
They really have, and you can see they're still happy. Anna Maria Lampert still delighted. She had a great outing in terms of her biathlon, and hey, maybe she has a chance for an individual medal tomorrow in the mass start.
I'd agree with you if it was only 2 shoots.
Yeah. She's learning, you know, to cross over from cross-country into biathlon, never an easy journey, and she's beginning to understand how to shoot.
Poland were right up there at the halfway stage, dropping down in the closing stages, but they've still made a top 10, which is excellent. Ukraine always get credit when they race. Difficult times for them, as it has been for the last 3 years. Dimitrenko, Zhima, Horodna and Anastasia Makshina just wrapping it up for them. 3:52. They've avoided being lapped and not wanting to embarrass anyone, but just in case your team is not here, Kazakhstan, Bulgaria, Canada, USA, Romania, all being knocked out earlier on in the race. I think Lithuania have been taken out off the race course as well. Czechia make it home, 4:20 behind. I thought we might see something from them.
I did. They weren't on the penalty loop, just 11 spares.
Yeah, I think the only surprise in the top 5, Mike, is that the Austrians beat Germany.
Yes. And that Switzerland were nowhere to be seen. There we are, 14th place. They were hoping for so much today.
Yeah, and the Austrians will enjoy that one, just like the Scots enjoy beating England, which they're trying to do. Is it today or tomorrow?
I think it's
Murrayfield. I think it's today. You know what you're doing later on this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Austria, that is a really good performance. And they were on the penalty loop as well.
Yeah, best shooting by a country mile, the French with just 4 misses. Belgium, second place in shooting terms, just missing out on a top 10. Penalty loops for Norway, for Sweden, for Austria, for Germany, for Italy. And the conditions, to be honest, Mike, they weren't that difficult.
They weren't that difficult, and I think the pace that Jeanmonnot she set the tone where the chasing teams had to really chase today. So all the chasing teams took just that little bit more risk, and therefore overall the shooting score is not great, except for France. Only 4 spare rounds used.
Well, the Customs are going to have fun when the French try and take all that gold home.
Oh, they've had a great championships.
Considering the number of medals in each event, it's going to weigh a few kilos. Jeanmonnot, do you see her as a potential overall World Cup winner?
Definitely, her future is so bright. Yeah, and you know, she's just she's only 21. I'm so happy for Hannah Oberg there. She's in tears. It's not been a great championships with a 19th, 11th, a 43rd. And today she just had a brilliant race.
Yeah, she adds to her collection of medals. What she got? 3 World Championship gold. She's got an Olympic gold. Today she gets a bronze in the relay. And looking very emotional. I thought it was Elvira actually when we first saw that shot, but it was definitely Hannah. Once you're in tears, recognition just that little bit harder.
Yeah.
There are the champions. Lou Jeanmonnot over on the far side, on the right-hand side, who took that first leg, really set the tone for the whole relay. Great shooting, unbelievable skiing, 1:07.26. The winning time in Novo Mesto last year was 1:15. So a rapid relay indeed.
Huge margins back to, you know, we have seen World Championships races historically where the top 3 teams were only separated by 12 seconds. Today, it's a runaway, complete runaway by the French team.
But only 30 seconds separating 3 down to 7, not even that. And then there are the teams that have been taken off the course. Once you're lapped, you're taken out. And we'll see a little bit of that in the mass start, I expect, tomorrow as well. Well, I like these double race days, Mike. We still have the men's relay coming up, 3 o'clock local time, so 2 o'clock if you're watching in the UK. Let's have a chat with Dorothea Vera from Italy.
How did you feel today out there after your sickness and with this a little bit difficult track?
Yes, sorry, but I am still a little sick, still problems with breathing, but yes, it was really hard outside, especially because I'm not feeling really good, but I tried my best on skis. Of course, it's so hard for me, so but I'm happy that it's finished now.
And how about your expectations for tomorrow? Are you going to start? What are your feelings?
I don't know yet if I start. I will decide tonight or tomorrow morning. But I don't know if I have still energy to make 12.5 kilometers.
Well, there are 3 other members of the Italian team who didn't get a mention there. Occantala, Camola and Michela Carrara. They're going to play a big role in the Olympics next year, and the Italians, all the Italians, just got their fingers crossed that Fitozzi is back in shape.
Yes, you know, the Italians, they must have hoped or believed that they had a chance today. It's a strengthening team all the time with the Olympics next year. But if one of your athletes isn't well, and I'm a little surprised they didn't replace Vera. They still have reserves here.
Yeah, I agree. That's what, 2 days racing in 3 days. Her voice has got worse. Her chest doesn't seem to have improved at all. So, yeah.
And you risk damage, don't you, really?
Performance of the day for you, Mike? Mine has to be Jeanmonnot. I'm going to steal that one. Anyone else?
And I think the anchor for France as well. You know, what Simon does on a daily basis is outstanding.
Well, maybe you can decide who was the athlete of the day. Let's just have a quick look at the highlights. It was a very, very rapid start. Jeanmonnot took the pace. Magnusson of Sweden was the only one to go with her. Whether that was a wise decision or not, you can decide here with this first prone shoot. Incredible shooting from Jeanmonnot, 5 down before Magnusson had a shot at that second target, which missed. And at 2.8 kilometres, the French were already 60, 70 metres clear of everyone else.
Knoten had hoped for an easy first leg, but that wasn't to be.
Yeah, it was a good performance from Knoten, though, Mike. 10 out of 10, and only losing seconds to the French rather than minutes. But it was to slightly come undone for the Norwegians on lap number 2. France with Auchan Michelin, the least experienced of the quartet, going on leg 2, but she's been in the top 20 of every event so far at these championships, so no real reason to think that she'd let them down too much. Tandrevold, the former number 1 in the Norwegian team, it's been a really dire season for her, and she struggled in the prone and she struggled in the stand as well. No mistake from Michelin to keep France with the perfect shooting score at that stage with 3 shoots completed. Slovenia and Slovakia were having a very, very good day out in the early stages. France, Slovenia, Slovakia, Czechia, Poland, the top 5 in that second exchange. Things were to change on the shoot. Slovakia and Slovenia still keeping the performance level high as Julia Simon set off on the last leg. 7 shoots completed at this stage, 1 to go, and the battle for the bronze was as intense as we've seen at any stage this season. The French securing it with another 5 out of 5 and plenty of time for some early celebrations from Julia Simon. It's not often we see an athlete acknowledge the crowd after their last shoot. Poiret used to do it, Martin Fourcade has done it, Johannes Tingesbø has done it, but it's only the big names. So race for gold medal number 6 for France. What's that? 9 races completed. They've taken 6 of those. Norway have 2. Germany, of course, with Preutz, have 1 gold in the bag. Only 3 nations sharing all the gold so far, Mike.
It's quite amazing, and Germany, Preutz had an opportunity for another medal today, but you know, a little surprising to see her feeling the pressure and just not securing that final target down. And big relief for the Swedes getting that bronze medal. They had to work for it on that last leg, and the just looking where they handed over. Third exchange, Sweden were 122 off the leaders. Well, this is where we had a little bit of drama. There you go. There you go. Nifty footwork from Julia Simon. That would have been tragic, wouldn't it? You know, if she was another 6 inches to the left, Mike, that left foot would have been trapped. It definitely would have. It would have spun around. It could have ripped the ski off. Who knows?
Well, let's have a look at the medal table now. Yeah, good reading for the French supporters and their athletes. 6 gold, 5 bronze, a total of 11. Norway have been left in the shade. 2 golds, 2 silvers for them. Germany, 4 medals. I think they should have a couple more coming. Preutz will certainly be confident of a top 3 in the mass start tomorrow. I can't see them getting one. In the men's, Mike, their only chance perhaps the relay coming up this afternoon.
I think so, and Norway in the men's team coming up later, they'll have the bit between their teeth. I think, like Jeanmonnot said prior to the race, that the French women are up for this one. I think later the Norwegians will really be up for the same in the men's relay.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that the Norwegian men were so critical of their skis after the individual. Here's Breza Boucher.
Vraiment, faut pas le banaliser.
Non, parce que c'est clair que ça fait 10 ans que je suis sur la Coupe du Monde, c'est pas tous les ans comme ça. Il y a eu parfois des mondiaux où on rentrait un peu grise mine, donc
sometimes historically we've made some good comebacks.
Autant les filles que les hommes sur tous les formats, il y en a pour tout le monde.
But we're very happy with both.
Vraiment, c'est unique, c'est mieux que l'année dernière. Il reste une course demain, un relais aujourd'hui.
We're sharper than last year. No penalty loops today,
on a tous
and
envie,
it felt easy.
De ces titres, et on va se battre jusqu'au bout, jusqu'à dimanche soir.
Fort sur tous les terrains, Justine, parce que les conditions aujourd'hui, elles ne sont pas du tout semblables à ce qu'on a connu ces jours derniers. Racontez-nous.
Oui, il fait beaucoup plus chaud, malgré
the conditions are a lot warmer today. The track's very slow.
Sur la piste, et il fait tellement chaud que la piste se casse. Et donc ça s'enfonce très fort.
The track is breaking up. It had previously been salted, but that road generally it dries out the tracks, but it's still very wet out there.
On avait la forme, on a fait peu de pioches et on est très content.
We are a good team and we're in excellent form. Although it's the 4 athletes on the track, throughout the summer months they've been rehearsing, practicing the faster shooting, the shooting with intensity, the That really is the making of a biathlete, is the summer months. In the winter when you're racing, it's, if anything, you can lose some of that sharpness, but you've got to create the confidence and the speed in terms of shooting in the summer months, and that's what the French team have been doing.
Yeah, close bond between the French coaching team and their athletes. It's all very easy when you're winning, but they stick together when they lose as well. They are going through a very, very purple patch at the moment. Well, I think we might get a word with Franziska Preutz.
Franzi, 5th place in the end, a little bit roller coaster this last round. Take us through your race, please.
Yeah, of course I know the situation. I have to do all in now to come a little bit closer to the podium. But yeah, at the last position, every nation put the best athletes there, so it's really hard to gain seconds and to catch people in front of you. But I just tried to give my best, and I think till the last shot at standing shooting, it worked really well. And yeah, then it's a pity that I need 2 extra, but yeah, I had to push really hard the second loop to gain the gap or to close the gap. And yeah, I think that's the game, that is biathlon. I think when we remember last year the relay, the Germans were on the lucky side because this was a really special relay. And yeah, today we are not on the lucky side. We are 5th place, and yeah, that's the game.
It certainly is. But Mike, they were only 1 second off the bronze medal position coming in for that last shoot.
They were. I mean, she'd done a lot of... I think what she alluded to was she took a lot of risk in terms of pushing so hard on the track, and then that tripped her up, didn't it, on the stand shoot.
Either win yourself a ticket or buy yourself a ticket.
Yeah. And I always love the way that, you know, no matter how good or bad her day, she's the same. She doesn't carry the burden. And, you know, she had a chasing game on the track. I thought she did well to pull that back, but so often it can trip you up when you're way above comfort coming into the range.
Yeah. And just to give the viewers an idea, that, you know, that last shoot, your legs are at maximum in terms of fatigue. How much harder is the first shot than the last, or how much harder is the last than the first?
Yeah, the last is where the pressure builds and builds and builds. So you know, you're running out of air because you've taken risk all the way through, and then that can become difficult. And we saw the best female biathlete struggling there, didn't we, using 2 spare rounds. Retirement in the Swiss team.
Congratulations, it's the silver medal in the end. How happy and relieved are you?
I think to us it feels like a goal. The French team was so strong today. They're impossible, and we were best among the rest, so we're really happy.
What about your glitter? I have to ask, because the whole team has it, right?
Yes, the whole team, not only the athletes, but also the coaches and the rest of the staff. So we started with hairbands in the same color as the bib number, and then we continued with glitter, and then we did the nail polish, and then we did headbands. And I don't know if you have an ID for the next one, but
I don't have one, but maybe.
I think we have almost everything now, but
yellow glasses.
Yes, maybe we should color our hair or something.
Yeah.
For you, the second medal in this World Championships. How happy are you that's with the girls as well this time?
Yeah, it's almost a little better with the girls than with Johannes, because it's just a big team effort, and we have been looking forward to this for a long time. So yeah, I'm really happy to do this with the girls.
And who are you crossing the fingers now for the last race? I think you maybe have a little bit mixed feelings.
I always have mixed feelings on this, and the boys make fun of me all the time. And also in the mixed relay, I was cheering for Norway and also a bit Germany. So I hope both on the podium today.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
So that obviously the Norwegian team And yeah, Fem Steinbeck did well. Interesting, Mike. She got more satisfaction for winning a medal in the women's relay than racing alongside Johannes Tingis-Boe. And I guess that's to do with the fact that it was really won by Johannes Tingis.
Yeah, and you know, they should just, because they really have been focusing as a team for this to try and beat France today, but they were totally unbeatable. They just had, from the get-go, they smashed the field, didn't they? I did wonder, it was an interesting interview there with the Norwegian team. I did wonder, often as an athlete, if you have more distractions or you're more worried about how you look in the colour schemes, it slightly distracts your concentration in terms of focusing to hit your targets. That was a great comeback from Sweden. They had maybe hoped for a slightly better first couple of legs, but I have to say Hannah Öberg was incredible. And then Elvira on the anchor was very tired, but she kept her biathlon strong.
Yeah, but with 2 wins this season, Mike, they came here thinking maybe they could get a third.
I think so, and so they should have. But, you know, they have had the setback with Elvira's health a little bit, and Ella Halvarsson was definitely tired today. I think the skis were gliding okay.
Yeah, they what, 8 penalty misses plus a loop, so they missed 9 times. Take away those, if they'd had the perfect shooting day, would they have beaten the French?
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, take the penalty loop away, the 8 spare rounds, that was 3 of them accounted for by, of course, the 1 penalty loop. I don't think anybody could have challenged France today.
Yeah, I think they still would have been 15, 20 seconds behind the French.
I think so.
Caroline Knoppen on the first leg did really well. Tandervold struggled yet again, but she knows this is all about the team, and she did her bit. Fem Steinbeck, I thought, was great, Mike, on leg number 3, so her second relay medal of these championships, and of course Maren Schöckeider on the anchor leg, rapidly becoming the #1 star in the Norwegian team.
Yes, the Norwegian team believing so much in Schöckeider to put her on the anchor as a 21-year-old, not having experienced a World Championships in the senior category before. It's risky, but they totally believe in her, and she believes in herself.
And the French, of course, Mike, with the win here today, make it 6 gold. They can't be caught in terms of the medal table, so that particular challenge is off the tick list. They can relax and just focus on cleaning up for the rest of the championships. Which of the 3 is going to be the hardest for the French to win?
In the remaining,
well, we've got the men's relay and the 2 mass starts. Surely it has to be the men's mass start has to be the hardest.
I think so. But you know, with Fillon-Maillet on sharp form, Jacqueline not taking part today, so he's going to be hungry tomorrow for that mass start. It's a tough one. Of course, the French men's team later are the favourite to win, but the Norwegians are chasing.
Jeanmonnot, first leg. She meant business from the gun, and everyone else suffered as a result. Anyone who put a slower skier on the first leg, Mike, actually made a big mistake.
And yeah, they underestimated Jeanmonnot on the start. She broke free. She hurt everybody else, didn't she? And it was a great strategy from the French team to say, okay, don't do the normal, don't have a pedestrian lap until the first shoot, take it from the gun. And she did.
Yeah. Julie Simon just receiving her mascot with 4 gold medals now. The individual, the mixed relay, the single mixed relay, and the women's relay. Can she add the mass start to that? She's certainly one of the favourites, but it will not be an easy job tomorrow. They have 24 hours to recover from their efforts in the relay today. So France, Norway, Sweden, the medalists. Austria in 4, just ahead of Germany. Slovakia down in 6. Italy 7, ahead of Slovenia, who were up the front for so long. Poland 9, Estonia making up the top 10. And remember, the men's race starts at just after 2 o'clock. We'll be on air at about 10 to 2 UK time. I hope you can join us for that a little bit later on. So the Marseillaise for the 6th time here in Lenzerheide.
Season for your team, but at the very right moment, very right place. The whole team did an amazing job today. What can you say?
Yeah, they did an incredible job. It was a bit of pressure to start at the end with this great relay from my teammates, but I really want to stay focused and to have the best race possible for all the team. And yeah, they did an amazing job today. It was just watching her. So it started with Lou, she was incredible. Then Ocean for her first relay in the World Champ, she did a great job. Justine, she's always so fast, so it was just a perfect day for us. We win the most important relay of the season.
You had a bit of a celebration moment already after the last shooting, and probably the final loop was special for you.
Yeah, that was an amazing last loop. Jeanne, her teammate, was there, all the coaches, the work stake, everyone, and all this incredible crowd here for cheering for us. It was just a perfect moment.
Enjoy this moment. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So nice words from Jeanmonnot, the Swedish team. Happy with the way things turned out in the end. Magnusson, Halvarsson a little bit below par. Slightly surprised by that. Hopefully she'll come back with a good one tomorrow. Hannah Urberg on leg 3, better than we've seen from her so far this season. And Elvira Urberg struggling on the last leg, but she had enough in the tank for that last 2K.
What does this position on the podium mean to you?
To me it means a lot. I think we really fought hard for this medal today, and for me also it means very much to be able to do a great leg today, clean shooting, and I had a good feeling on the skis. So yeah, I'm very, very happy, and I'm proud of this team, and that we managed to pull this off today.
Well, that was nice to hear. So the celebrations go on, and What do we have? Just over an hour before the men get underway. So the French women, who haven't won a World Cup relay so far this season, win the World Championships. Their men haven't lost a World Cup race this season. Is that going to be until the World Championships? Norway definitely wanting revenge for last year. The Norwegians winning 5 World Cups last year, but missing out when it came to the big one in Novo Mesto. Sweden, Germany will both be in the running for a top position. And the Italians, I think they're the ones most likely to pull off a surprise result. Capillari, Hoffa, Zeni, Jacquemel. If they all are on top form, then they might just squeeze onto that podium. But it's highly likely to be France, Norway and Sweden yet again.
Thank you.